Hello and welcome to the 256 Skeptics. We are live at Jikoni Restaurant this chilly Saturday evening. We have a full house today. We have
Mackenzie Ronald.
we have Balmat, we have Joel, and I think Ronnie Biggs, the adrenaline junkie, has joined us. So today we are delving into something slightly contentious, slightly unorthodox. We are choosing to dedicate this segment to discussing specifically the leadership in Pentecostal churches. Gentlemen, I'm not going to ask you to be as couth as you should be. Let's take this out of the realm of what we normally do. Because from public perception and from what we've been getting from the comments, members really want to understand. Is everything happening the way they are hearing it? Because there are so many rumors, cars being bought, things like that. So let's look into it. Have you heard anything over the past year or so regarding our Pentecostal church leader?
What do you mean the past year? From the beginning, it was controlled.
Because you mentioned one of the major points that we had last weekend was that capitalism cannot be separated from the Pentecostal church.
You might have misquoted. It's not capitalism in sense.
What is it?
That's the only definition I can get. I haven't gotten anything.
Profiteerity or something.
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship.
Hey, entrepreneurship.
No, that was his point. My idea was
Profiteerity.
it is a free for all. It's like the wild west out here. The born again.
Yeah,
Like, it's the good
Live.
and the bad and the ugly. That's what we have.
Should we? So it's not fair. We concluded in saying, I think it was Mackenzie's point, that it's not fair for us to say we generalize that each and every pastor or each and every church leader is, put in the same basket.
Well,
But then there are some of those apples.
what do you mean apples?
When I was at campus, I was in church at that time,
Yes.
and
You left?
one of the reverends, one of the famous reverends was like, for you to know, to differentiate between a church that is actually a business venture and a church that is supposed to serve God, it has to be the church that is oriented to serving God is basically a name. For you to know about it, it's a name. Saint so and so, or I may mention some words. Watoto.
Yes.
Most of us don't know who the pastor at Watoto is.
Yes.
But somehow, somewhere, it's a church that is
Existing.
existing,
doing
and
well.
we also know the projects that is carrying out. So, but when you're out there and you're talking about a given church, and the pastor's name is more in front than the name of the church.
No, the pastor's
Speaking
name
fire
is a church.
ministries.
Pastor's name is synonym to the church.
Actually, it's more pronounced to the world than the church.
So basically,
It is the
Then
the
church
church dies when the pastor dies.
Exactly.
No, he's a sole proprietor.
That means it's just a business.
Yes.
So proprietorship.
So
Is that why
proprietorship.
most of them are named after like such and such ministries, such and such?
No, the
exact-
ministry.
Like Abdul and
Is that the
Sons.
ministry?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. But let me just say, isn't ministry meaning I as a person have been called to do A, B, C, D. So when I do it, I engulf it in this kind of idiomacy. Ministry.
I don't know. Maybe that's what ministry means, or it just means that there's a bunch of us and we want to do.
The funniest thing is they do not want you to be, to explain it. They want you all to be in that confusion. What is ministry? What is church? So they confuse everybody. Even the church members are confused. None of them know the difference between the ministry of the pastor and the church. Like, is the church calling the ministry of the pastor, or is the pastor's ministry the church is calling?
Okay.
Or it's the
What
name
is
of
going
the,
on here?
of the,
Okay,
the,
are we
the
all
great man
supposed
of
to
God,
follow this guy into his
or the man of the
prophecies?
great God?
By the way, before we jump into this capitalistic argument, why don't we? You have to help me clear out something. Does the statement "the man of God has healed him" mean the same thing as?
No, I think that is overblown out of question, because if you say the man of God, We are men of what
We are all
now?
men
We are all men of God.
What are men of lizards?
when we look at the miracles that were being done,
Yes.
were they was Jesus attributing them to himself?
In fact, there are instances where Jesus told people to actually not tell anyone. Like he healed some guy and was like,
Yeah,
don't
but
mention
then
it.
Maybe
just
because-
on
maybe
Christian
because there's no
TV, everyone
competition
is
for
like,
Jesus.
Testify.
Okay.
Let's also look
Even
at
the wine,
at
when
the
he turned water
apostles.
to wine, he asked his mom to like keep it.
Let's
Keep
look
it
at even
down.
these people who used to spread the gospel. They never used to say, I, as Paul, has told you, da, 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 da. But they used to accompany it in the name of so and so. I tell you this, okay? But today,
I would say this. I would say this. On part of the pastors, who everybody chastises, including me.
yes,
But I'll give them a a hair of doubt. A
Okay,
hair of doubt.
that's good.
I would say that the pastors are not completely infallible. Okay, I'll take the human part and I'll put it right beside them. They are human. Okay, they have needs.
Yes.
Though the way they meet their needs is what we find to subject as being corrupt. Okay, That is the issue. So you have a pastor's kids, a family. He has to take care of the kids and the family. So how is he going to take care of the kids and the family if 24/7 he's freaking preaching, making noise for everyone? Like that doesn't pay money.
No, under their doctrine, the pastor is allowed. Actually, they partake of what is offered.
Yes.
That is normal, even in Catholicism
Yes.
or Anglican.
What do you-
Yes.
No, you know,
they
most people-
partake of
most
what
peop-
is offered.
Most people believe, you think the money you collect in the church goes to God.
No, wait a minute. I'm going
comes
to use the
and
Bible.
collects it
Okay,
and
okay,
takes
wait a
it.
minute. I'm going to use the Bible here.
Yes.
Paul never collected money for himself. Okay?
No, he
He
collected
even
money
claimed
for
to
his
facilitate
ministry.
his
Eh.
ministry.
But
That's where
that
the
is what
problem
he
is.
ate on.
Listen. Ministry. When you start saying words that confuse everyone, like ministry, you don't separate the church from your personal stomach. Okay, there
Correct.
is the church and your personal stomach. So is the ministry your personal stomach or the church? Like, give us a clue, like a signboard, or put some mark or some bling, like, now when I put this on, now I'm collecting things for myself.
In the church, sometimes they will say, "This, please, we are passing a bag around for offertory to this particular project,
Yes.
to extend
Have
the
you ever
ministry
had-
to Bujagali or
Yeah.
Okay,
to
wait a
the
minute.
needy."
Have you ever had the pastor passing cabo?
For himself.
And it's like, sente zange kusasira bana bange school fees.
No, that's
Then
ridiculous.
if
They
it
want
is-
to-
let
the
me
pastor
ask you,
shouldn't have any
if it is
worries.
truly you have a need as a pastor, you can ask the congregation openly to contribute to your kids studying in a first-class school like Budo or going to Harvard.
I had Kenneth Copeland. I think it's Kenneth Copeland. He asked his congregation to buy him a private jet, and they actually contributed.
Did he have a
He's
jet
one
or
of the
not?
richest.
And
He's one
he,
of the
he,
richest.
he
He
had
had-
a jet. He said the other one would
Was-
facilitate him to go a longer distances
Yeah.
comfortably.
Is he the one who said he didn't want to move with the demonic people?
Yes,
Yes.
him
The
and
same
some
guy.
other guy, two pastors were like,
But
you get
anyway,
into a plane and
I-
there's
on this
a
one, I
demon.
have, I have
inside.
scripture.
Uh,
Okay,
yeah.
Paul said that when he was preaching the gospel, he did not burden. Okay, the people. I don't remember either it was the Romans. I don't think it was the Romans. I think it was the Corinthians. Those are the ones he used to argue with over money.
Yes.
That he did not burden them with money. He even got a job. I would want to see pastors get jobs.
But those were Paul's days.
What do you? He's human.
Those days are long.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Wait a
the
minute.
population was maybe of 30 people.
Probably Paul
30
had a
people doing
garden
what?
somewhere.
And the people he was preaching to.
Let me tell you, if there are 30 people, where would you get a job?
He had to get a job.
You can cut
From
their
where?
hair.
You can cut
Yes, 10 people, you can cut all around.
Let me
Yes.
let me
Mostly
tell you
their
this,
houses.
They had sheep.
You get a job.
You can share.
You get a job, pastor. I'm not. If you're a pastor,
But
get a
you
job.
say, Matthias, when you say Paul got a job, did they specify what job?
He's
Paul?
the one who claimed. He said
What
he
job?
got work and he
So,
went
so,
to
so
work.
in
Which
that
job?
case, we'll take the street preachers as more authentic.
Street preachers. I
But
do
there's
not
one
know.
Apart
thing
from
that
the
we have
noise
failed to
pollution.
recognize about those pastors that are existing right now. There is a pastor specific, one of them that I know, who gives loans to the Ndiga.
Wow, interesting.
Interest free.
Yes.
Loan.
That is
Interest
wrong.
free. Interest free.
Yes.
That is
that's
wrong.
good.
He's he's a very rich guy.
I want to go to that church.
They are his personal money.
That I can't tell because I can't differentiate personal money from
no,
monetary.
that is- that's
but
against
either way,
now.
no. Either way, whether it's not personal money,
Yes.
the fact that he can give a loan,
He has created
Interest
a
free.
circle.
he has created a circle of help.
Okay, let me ask you.
You see, people have a feeling that help has to be free, and that is wrong.
Okay.
You get a
Yeah,
point.
somehow.
You get a point.
someone-
I can help you with the condition that when you're better.
Pay up.
You repay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Help is supposed to be something. I'm getting you out of a situation now. Okay. But when you're okay, please.
Pay back.
Payback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Two, and on,
I
a,
think
on a
that-
brighter side,
Yes.
some people, some pastors also, regardless of what they are preaching, some people get the gospel. They they'll get the gospel. Meaning, if you went there, and that day they preached about something that will make you feel better, irrespective of the fact that he has used that to get money from somebody else, but he has still touched a soul somewhere.
But Balmat's point last time we discussed mentioned that anyone that does anything out of the cult, the personality
Of
cult
Christ.
on Christ,
But
however good it is,
you see, Matthias. Do you know why
Human
Jesus
being.
turned water into alcohol?
Because they pestered
why?
him.
No.
Yes.
They ran out of alcohol.
No, they pestered him.
And by the way, for the record,
Truthfully speaking,
the record.
the guy was seated. I can.
You see-
we
you
can
see-
quote
you
that.
see-
He was seated minding his business. Then some guy
And
comes
you know-
up.
We check the
Eti
video.
Namwenge.
yes,
His mom, mothers,
Yes.
can know how to touch their sons. And
yeah,
they are
but
exposed.
you also know.
He was pestered.
But you also know,
Yeah,
guy
Matthias,
was
he was
you-
pestered.
you also know.
He claimed
You also
it was
know.
at my time
You also know that you can't give what you can't give. If Jesus would not, if he was unable to turn water into wine, no one would bother him. Or he would say, I can't.
He actually told the mother, "My time is not here."
Yes.
Yes.
But the
But
mom
the mom was
manipulated
like,
the
"You know what?
situation.
Yeah.
This is
Again,
a
that's
terrible
why-
Okay,
situation."
okay.
Let me use
And-
Uganda.
But if
And-
I'm
and-
pastors,
and let me tell you what. Okay. Okay, they were quiet there, but you know what Jesus did?
What did he
You know, I was talking to some guy some time back, and I was like, if I wasn't religious, sometimes I would think Jesus was a show off sometime as well. Because, no, seriously. Eh?
Because
No, if I wasn't a
you're
believer,
borderlining a wrong area.
no, because let
Yes.
me tell you one thing. Eh? How do you find a wedding that had alcohol and it is done? Okay, let me assume they had Chitoko or UG. Eh?
And it's
And
done.
then you produce Jameson. You know what those niggas were like? The niggas were like, this is the best
wine.
the finest liquor. And if you read the Bible very well, they're like, they have never seen a function where you produce the fake liquor first, and then as the function is dying out, you produce
bring in
very
the
fine.
Now what did you
So-
want?
Because the
That is what they were
reverse
taking
is nobody.
ordinary.
He didn't even test.
But
I'm
for
telling you, he was
for
seated on the other
starters,
side.
I mean, he's
Anyway.
Jesus.
Now,
didn't-
I have to
He would,
take you
say,
back.
he would say you're taking Chibuku.
Before we digress,
stick with
I have
Chibuku.
to take you back. On the pointers last week, there's that, the Jesus Christ cult,
Yes.
which was Balmat's major point. Yours was normally the churches are kind of collecting too much and using
way-
bullion vans
Way
and all that.
too much.
Joe's point was, the church, the Pentecostal Church today is kind of like an entrepreneurship rather than, a service.
And they should be looked at that. Let guys make money.
And be taxed.
Yeah, now for us, our worry should be thinking of how do we tax this money? whether because people are going there, meaning there's
Yeah.
a service being offered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
unless
right.
you're going to offer an alternative of that service, why do you fight?
Like that pastor who's giving out those loans. They should tax him.